We have some pretty major breaking news that came in late last night in the midst of all of these different questions and rumors circulating surrounding Donald Trump's health. And I think the story just continues to get weirder by the day. And this piece of news is not going to make anybody feel better until it happens. So, late last night, for some reason, randomly, which was a surprise to both the press and the American people, the White House added a surprise announcement to Donald Trump's schedule for today. This was not previously disclosed. It will be his first public appearance in a week, especially since all these different rumors started. And in the schedule, you can see it on your screen right now. It is a 2 p.m. announcement. It says the president makes an announcement with the White House press pool in the Oval Office. And as Kyle Cheney, a reporter, points out, it's unspecified. We have no idea what this announcement's going to be, but the timing is fascinating given the things we've talked about on this channel, the different rumors going around. Some people believe it could be nothing. It could be Donald Trump just clarifying tariffs or talking about how he's going to ruin America further. Or others believe that perhaps he's talking about something regarding his health. I mean, I just want to show you a couple of reactions to this announcement, the surprise announcement that Donald Trump is going to make. And then I want to show you just some other weird pieces of information regarding Trump's health that has come out in the past 24 hours that you might have missed in the midst of all of this different insanity going on. For example, Christy Jackson said, "I hope no one is getting their hopes up over this. I'm sure it'll be just as absurd as his usual daily announcements." I mean, it's very likely that it's just Donald Trump announcing some dumb crap. It could be that he's invading Venezuela. We have some ships and Marines stationed around the country now. He could be invading Chicago. Who knows with Donald Trump? It could be one of these random things that he does every once in a while. Who knows? We just really don't know. The unfortunate thing about this story is that the White House has done nothing to mitigate rumors, so it just leaves people to speculate. Here's another one from Lakeisha Jane saying, "Trump is not resigning. Be serious. This is likely going to be some announcement about the National Guard or something similarly stupid." Here's another one which kind of throws in all possibilities. Angry staffer, no idea what this announcement is, could be resigning, could be apologizing because Stephen Miller molted all over the residence and someone caught staff dumping the residue out the window, could be clarifying that tariff revenue is really 11.3 trillion. Who knows, right? Who knows? This was just added into the schedule. We don't know. Here's another one where Evan says JD Vance is about to make an announcement. Some people were wondering why it says the president as opposed to Donald Trump. They didn't specify Trump. Some people believe maybe it's JD Vance. Who knows? Again, the unfortunate thing about this story is that the White House has done nothing to clear up rumors. So people are speculating. People are wondering what is going on behind the scenes. And that's, I think, the weirdest part of this story, which is when all of these different photos and videos are coming out, the White House could very easily mitigate concern by having Trump speak to reporters, put out a statement, just something like that. So far, they've done nothing. And it's especially bad when we're getting photos like this, which we saw yesterday. Donald Trump leaving the White House to go to his golf club in Virginia. And even from the kind of zoomed out view of this photo, Donald Trump looks terrible. I mean, he just does not look healthy. This does not look like someone who's really up to the job of president of the United States. But once you zoom in, I mean, it gets even worse. I don't think MAGA fans could look at me or you with a straight face and say, yeah, this guy's healthy. I'm fully confident in his ability to execute the duties of the presidency. I just don't buy it. I don't even think they believe it. And I think any rational person who's looking at this photo and other photos that have come out about Donald Trump are thinking something similar. Here's another one, another couple of photos of him on the way back from his Virginia golf course yesterday in the back of the Beast. Again, just zoom in on this photo and take a look at this for me. Nobody in their right mind is looking at this and thinking that this man looks healthy. Nobody is thinking that in any of these photos that have come out in the past week. And the interesting thing about all these photos is that they are taken very far away. They are not close up. These are not close shots of Donald Trump. And even from a distance, he looks off. He looks off. And really every aspect of Donald Trump's behavior has been off. He's not talking to the media when he is the most narcissistic man in American politics. He loves to be the center of attention, but also his own social media posts appear off. Just all of it is very strange right now. I'm not going to go through this entire thing. I'm not going to read the entire thing, but Donald Trump was talking about doing business with India in this post on Truth Social that was posted September 1st at 9:25 in the morning. just look at this for a second and tell me, does this sound like Donald Trump? Does it, like, we've covered Trump's Truth Social posts a lot on this channel. Does any of this read like a typical Trump Truth Social post? What few people understand is that we do very little business with India, but they do a tremendous amount of business. It seems like somebody just threw in this word to sound like Donald Trump. They do a tremendous amount of business with us. In other words, they sell us massive amounts of goods, their biggest client, but we sell them very little. He's using dashes now, Donald Trump using dashes, until now, a totally one-sided relationship, and you can read the rest of it if you want. But look, we cover Trump Truth Social posts almost every day on this channel because that's his main form of communication. Doesn't sound like Donald Trump to me. Here's another one that just read very strangely to me. This is one he posted September 1st, 8:15 in the morning. It is very important that drug companies justify the success of their various COVID drugs. Many people think they're a miracle that saved millions of lives. Others disagree. CDC being ripped apart over this question. I want the answer and I want it now. I mean, again, it's just all very strange. It just doesn't read like like a typical Trump Truth Social post, or the way that he types. It could very well be him, but to me, it kind of reads like some staffer was employed with putting out a daily post from Donald Trump. And what's interesting also about a lot of his posts on Truth Social is that many of them are not actually written anymore. Like, he really hasn't put out a written statement in depth like he normally does. There are a lot of links, as you can see on your screen, a Fox News link, another link to Variety. Here's one where he's just announcing one for Rudy Giuliani, a random video, another random graphic, another one. This is the one we just read about India. This is the one we read about COVID, Mayor Bowser, and then a random good night posts. I mean, look, a lot of these are just like very short or read as if they're not Donald Trump. A lot of them are links. A lot of them are random photos like this. His Truth Social is just off. And the final thing that I want to show you that has really piqued people's interest in the past 24 hours, especially with this announcement that's meant to be happening tomorrow, is this really weird video we got from the White House yesterday of things being thrown out of the residence. Now, if you're familiar with the White House, you know that this kind of semicircle window, that's the residence. That's where the President of the United States and the First Family lives. That's the part of the White House where their rooms are. And in the door over from this semicircle window where their kind of living room is, there was trash being thrown out of the window, like big, dark trash bags. Just take a look.
You got another one? Oh, somebody there, right? Right now, right? Oh, there you go. You got it?
Another, and the video goes on, you kind of get the gist. There are trash bags being thrown out of the window, and somebody responded to this video, Adam Cochran, on X, saying people don't realize that this is weird. Oh, excuse me. People don't realize that this is weird because after 9/11, the windows were all replaced with sealed bulletproof windows, including in the residence. Just throw something out of the window, it means taking the window out of the window pane itself. But security protocol says that contractors can't have access to the residence while the president is staying at the White House. So if work is being done by a contractor on the private residence, that means Trump wasn't at the White House last night, this morning. I don't know how true any of that is. I'm just kind of reading you some information that went really viral yesterday. It got 3.1 million views. I'm just trying to keep you in the loop on all different sides of the story. Don't know how true any of this is, but nonetheless, I mean, if people are doing work at the White House, like theoretically there could have been like a big trash can at the bottom and they're throwing stuff in. That's at least a belief among a bunch of different people. It's just weird that they're doing it out of the residence window, right? Where the president of the United States lives, where the First Family is, where maybe if Donald Trump has kids there, who knows, whatever it might be. So all of this is happening at once. We have this major announcement that's coming tomorrow at 2 p.m., or I should say today at 2 p.m. And we don't know what it is, not specified, but we shall see. It could, and look, if I had to take a guess, in my best judgment, I think it's going to be some random Trump announcement. Maybe a new crypto, maybe a new tariff, maybe something like that. I don't think Donald Trump is ever going to resign. Even if there was a health issue in the background, I don't think he'd ever be transparent with the American people. I imagine that this is just going to be a, hey, I'm so great, everybody love me, and that'll be that. But we shall see. I will keep you updated on what this announcement turns out to be. I will leave the video there. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel down below. It goes an incredibly long way. Drop a like on the video, comment, let me know what you think about this story and this whole health thing going on. And as I always say, I greatly appreciate you, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.